Let's be real, breaking into information security is tough. I mean, you've got the skills, you've put in the work, but landing that first gig can feel like you're just shouting into a void. So today, we're going to break down a really simple outreach strategy that honestly can change everything for you. Okay, so let's talk about something super frustrating, right? You find the perfect role, you spend hours tailoring your resume, you hit that submit button, and then crickets. It is so easy to start thinking, what am I doing wrong? But what if the problem isn't you at all? What if it's the process itself? And here it is. This is the uncomfortable truth, coming straight from hiring managers in the field. In today's market, just firing off a resume and hoping for the best is, well, it's rarely enough. That's a hard pill to swallow, I know, but really internalizing this is the first step to actually standing out from the crowd. This brings us to what I call the resume black hole. It's where great applications go to, well, disappear. But the good news is, there's a way around it. See, the problem usually isn't about your qualifications. It's about the system just being totally overwhelmed. Just think about this for a second. A single entry-level security job posting can get hundreds of applications, sometimes in just a couple of days. There's just no way any recruiter, no matter how amazing they are, can give every single one of those a deep, meaningful review. The system is just flooded. So that's the real issue. Your resume gets scanned by automated filters looking for keywords long before a human ever lays eyes on it. You're just one more file in a giant digital pile. And because of that, even the absolute strongest candidates get lost in all that noise every single day. All right, so if the front door is that crowded, we've got to find a side entrance, right? And that's where being proactive, reaching out directly, completely changes the game. I mean, just look at the difference here. A standard application, it proves you can check boxes and follow a process. But direct outreach, that shows initiative. It shows confidence. And it proves you have a genuine interest in that company, not just any company. Those are things a piece of paper just can't communicate. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is a direct quote from the hiring manager we're sourcing this from. They said it plain as day. I have hired individuals who reached out directly. You want to know why? Because that one little act shows courage, it shows curiosity, and it shows you're a self-starter, exactly the traits they're looking for. Okay, but obviously you gotta do this the right way. This isn't about spamming every person in the company directory. It's about being targeted, and most of all, being respectful. So let's get into who to contact and, more importantly, how to think about it. So who's the target? Your first instinct might be to message HR, but don't. Use something like LinkedIn and find the people who are actually on the security team. You know, the analysts, the engineers, maybe even a team leader or manager. You're trying to connect with the people who would be your future colleagues. And this right here is probably the most crucial part of the whole thing. This is the mindset you need to have. Your goal is not to ask for a job. Say it with me. You are asking for a conversation. That's it. You're simply introducing yourself, showing some interest, and trying to make a connection. It's not a transaction. All right, time to get super practical. How do you actually write one of these messages so that you get a good response? Let's build the playbook. The secret here is to keep your message short, respectful, and authentic. It really breaks down into 5 simple steps. First, quick intro about you and the role you applied for. Second, show you've done your homework. Mention something specific about the company. Third, a brief mention of how you're growing, maybe some labs or certs you're working on. Fourth, the soft ask, just for a bit of advice or a quick chat. And always end with gratitude for their time. Now, just as important is what not to do. Please, do not ask for a referral right out of the gate. It's just too much too soon. Don't use some generic copy-pasted message you found online, because we can all spot those a mile away. Don't oversell yourself and never, ever pressure them to respond. Remember, connection, not demand. All right, let's wrap up with the most important piece of this whole puzzle. The strategy itself is pretty simple, right? But actually doing it, well, that takes a little bit of courage. It's all about embracing the process. And I need you to hear this right now. Not everyone is going to reply. And that is perfectly 100% normal. It's not a rejection of you. People are busy, they have company policies about this stuff, or they just plain miss the message. The key is to not get discouraged. And that's because, and this is the real secret sauce, the act of reaching out is the skill. Persistence and advocating for yourself are huge in a security career. By doing this, you're not just telling them you have those skills, you're actively demonstrating that you have the mindset to succeed. So, what's the game plan? Step 1 is what everybody else does. You find the role and you apply for the job. But you're not going to stop there. Instead of just blending into the crowd and hoping for the best, you're going to take it one step further. You reach out. You make a real human connection. And trust me on this, that kind of courage always gets noticed. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a question to really think about. After all this, what's the one connection you are brave enough to make today? Go get 'em.